And here we go with our second PlayStation 1 Disney game. This is Hercules, or as I think it was called, Hercules Action Game, or Action Game featuring Hercules, whatever they ended up calling it. I remember this game being kind of a big deal in terms of kind of kids' PlayStation games. This came out in '97, so it's a year after Mickey's Wild Adventure. And the movie was quite big. I remember the movie was... we should do the same thing again. Oh, see, if it said easy, I'd feel okay about it, but I can't do beginner. Jump, sword, punch, power punch. Alright. Yeah, so again, this is another 2D platformer. Well, we say 2D platformer.
I got the concept. So let me just ask.
Oh, actual video footage of the movie. Yeah, I remember the movie being kind of a big deal at the time. It was back when the kind of hand animated Disney movies were still a big thing. They hadn't, although I suppose Pixar at this point they did exist and they were putting out movies, but 1997. So Toy Story must have been out, and what was the second film they did? Was it A Bug's Life? That wasn't out, I don't think. So yeah, the big Disney movies weren't hitting like they used to, but Hercules I remember being quite a big hit, especially that summer. So we'll skip past this. Have a look at the gameplay. Problem is, Hercules has been ruined. I've just been watching the Larry Sanders Show, and there's a section in that where Hank wants to be a character in the Hercules movie, I think. That's all I can think about when I think about Hercules. I've also never seen the movie, so yeah, here we go, the 2D platformer. But it has got some kind of 3D elements. It kind of resembles Tombi, I suppose, or Tombi 2. Immediately I can tell you that the controls are not as good as Mickey's Wild Adventure. Yeah, they're a little bit stodgy is maybe the wrong word, but certainly a weight to them. Okay. Oh, I forgot I could do the punch. Ha ha ha. I can't remember who was in there. Oh, nice sprite scaling. I don't remember who was on the voice cast of the movie now. Not really sure why I'm beating these mannequins to death. It's a bit grim for what was a PG-rated movie. Oops. Oops. I remember there being 3D sections to this. I mean, yes, it's 3D here, but this is currently looking like a, fairly standard 2D platformer with some, fancy graphical effects, but it's essentially what they are. How do I get up there?
Rule number 95, kid. Concentrate.
That voice is familiar.
What are you doing? Get your sword.
Is that Danny DeVito? Oh, this is difficult. The perspective on this is really it's like Streets of Rage all over again. What pain am I on?
Rule number 95, kid. Concentrate.
You just said that Danny DeVito, like, this is this is less than good.
Rule number 96.
Oh, I can use the shadows. Right, okay. Still, that's not that easy to disseminate. Come on. Extra life. Or just a Hercules statue, what that means. This is essentially the tutorial level. I got a blue thing. I climbed a thing. I got a candle. It says Hercules. Lightning sword? Ah, that's the power punch. Whoosh. I like how all the enemies seem to burst into... I was going to say polygons, but... could well be sprites for all I know. What's that helmet? This has aged more than I was expecting. Definitely. Possibly I only ever played the demo. I know a lot of people are own this. Because again, I think it's one of those games that just got really cheap. So when people were getting PlayStations at the the late 90s, a couple of years after this game had come out, this was in the the 20 quid or the 15 quid bin as opposed to being brand new.
Hercules.
Is the little guy giving me a health bar boost? I'll beat this pillar up. Got to use the power punch. Whoosh. Yes, that brings the polygons. That's quite a neat effect. Again, it reminds me of Tombi. It's kind of got that 2D graphics with polygonal elements. Can you say polygonal?
Hercules.
Come on. Whoosh.
Hercules.
This is a boring first level. Is the start of the movie with him training up? Because otherwise this is inexcusable. He's bursting birds. That is extending my health bar, yeah.
Hercules.
Candle. Oops. I see the coins, I just want to get the coins. But I don't really know what the coins are doing.
Hercules.
Oh, what bar are they refilling? Or is it just score at the end of the level?
Rein it in, rookie. You can get away with mistakes like those in the minor decathlons, but this is the big league.
Yeah. How do you get past this? Oh! So you can switch weapons with L1 and R1. Ah. Can I push the rocks? No? Oh. Who knew you could do that? Again, this is one of those like weird relics of the 90s of tutorials that don't really tell you what to do and also don't really give you any indication that you can do things like this. I know people will argue that that's, video game self-discovery is important, but I think the point of those sequences should be to empower you to figure it out by yourself, not leave you completely in the lurch. Like, there's a ledge up there and I don't know how to get to it. I need to change back from the lightning sword.
Hercules.
I'm sure I'm supposed to be hitting all these targets, but...
Hercules.
Let's get up there, aren't I? Ah, there you go. These controls are not good. There's a lot. It feels like there's a lot of heft to the platforming. Great. Oh, great. Do that again. I refuse for this video to just be nothing but the goddamn tutorial. I might have forgotten how to speak by the time I get to the end of this. I can see the level that I know in my head, which is kind of like a city street with cars, and I really want to do that every single time.
Hercules.
There's Ninja Gaiden all of a sudden. Start spawning enemies in off screen.
Hercules.
Oh, please tell me I'm near the end of this tutorial. Oh, right, yes. So when you see those little tracks, you can go up into the background. And back down again. I want those coins. Yeah. This tutorial could have been half as long. How long have we been playing for 12 minutes? Makes your game longer though, I suppose. So one thing we didn't talk about is who made this. I think I was looking this up just before I started, but I think it's Eurocom, which is a company that I don't know that they still exist. Were those not the guys who took over the Bond license and 007 Legends essentially was the last thing they put out? That's the end of the game. Well, end of the level. And he's got some sort of bottle of water. As they did in those times. Looking at Eurocom now. Yeah, 007 Legends and Harry Potter for Connect were the last two projects they worked on. So they've been doing the Bond games since... Oh yeah, okay, they've been doing the Bond games for a long while then. They did 007 Nightfire.
Nice work! Excelente!
Okay, so the coins is just for percentage then. My hero rating, I'm guessing. I thought you might get something out of it, but I think I actually like the presentation and the music better than I like the game. Because I feel like the graphical style kind of really does a good job of kind of mirroring what happened in the movie. It's okay, so this is one of the 3D sections where you run into the background.
Come on, kid, concentrate! Use your head!
This is, yeah. I think Crash Bandicoot's got this beat in terms of running forward simulators. Why can't I sword things?
Hercules.
It's just a running simulator. Did you turn into a steamroller in the movie? Should have gone right. This is even so. If the 2D platforming wasn't bad enough, this is even more difficult to control.
Concentrate.
Oh come on!
Hercules.
There's so little control on this. It's untrue. Can I collect those? No. Essentially, it's like a scrolling stage because it's also running for me. Well, I can press up to run a little bit faster and down to run a little bit slower. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm actually trying to get out of the way of these stupid things.
Hercules.
There must be a way to fight in this. It can't expect me to.
Concentrate.
Wow. So actually, if I get right in between the flames. The jump's not high enough, the left and right is not severe enough. This starts with sort of full health.
Hercules.
I'm sure people who played this at the time are going to be looking at this and thinking this is some pretty rough gameplay, but it's not playing this. This is the first time I've ever really properly played this. I mean, in probably nearly 20 years. This is difficult. Controls have really not aged well. I don't remember them being that brilliant at the time, though. I remember thinking this game controlled well when it came out. I was always a little bit stubborn to actually manage to move Hercules. Hercules. What was it? It's called Hercules.
Hercules.
Hey, I got the helmet. Oh, is that some sort of shield? So you can jump over them, but you have to jump with such an amount of clearance that. Oh no, not jumping puzzles. Oh, the water hurts. Oh, is that the? Oh, no, it's the. I should have stopped. Hopefully, it's the end of the level though. He's a drink from his water. Now I'm going to find out that I'm not a hero anymore. I got one letter again. It's rather pathetic. Oh, I'm a champ this time. So I got a pot. I think these load screens are the best thing about this game. And the coin, which obviously, you know, they ripped off from Uncharted. 11 years previous to the release of Uncharted. Let's do some sword chopping. Is this just me easier if I do a... No. Who's in the background? Little man.
Hercules.
What? Who's that? Again, animation. Like, they really seem to prioritise animation in these Disney platformers, which makes sense, obviously, because I mean, they're an animation studio, and but it does feel like the people who make these games, there's a reverence for the animation from the movies, which I respect as much as I don't enjoy playing them. I think this is probably the last era that this happened for a long time, because you know the PlayStation 1 could deal with doing that in a 2D fashion to a point. I mean, this is still very, you know, pixely, but the art style is there. Whereas you compare this to something like Toy Story 2 or A Bug's Life, at the 3D offerings they started offering up, those they could sort of do a decent job of representing the art style, but 3D polygons, you just couldn't texture them well enough to get away with it. I mean, that's Hercules. I don't really want to wander around in this forest anymore. I don't think this game's very good. I don't understand that people... Oh wait, hang on. Can you just do that at any point then? No. So is that a secret? That's cheap.
Hercules.
I think even less this game now. Yeah, it's not without its charm, but I just don't think this is that compelling a game. I wonder how long it is as well. I can't imagine it's very long, but it looks nice. That's the thing you can say about most of these Disney games. Like, the animation and the graphics look really good, but the gameplay is just... It's certainly not Strider, it's certainly not any of those kind of 2D sort of hack and slash games. Even Ghosts and Goblins, I would say, has more control than this, so... Yeah, that's Hercules, and that's, yeah, a long since forgotten Disney movie. I'm sure a topic we'll come back to later in the week.